Let me tell you a story. Not a myth, not a legend, a true story about a city swallowed by the sea. A city so ancient it predates the pyramids, Stonehenge, and every old place you've ever heard of. A city called Dwarka. Lord Krishna's golden kingdom lost to the waves for 7,000 years. For centuries it lived only in grandmothers' tales and ancient poems. But in 1983, a man named Dr. S.R. Rao decided to test those tales. What he found will rewrite history books, challenge scientists, and make you wonder, what else are we wrong about? Let's start in 1983. Dr. S.R. Rao, a marine archaeologist with India's National Institute of Oceanography, was obsessed with a line from the Mahabharata, an epic poem over 2,000 years old. It described Dwarka as a city of golden towers and walls that rose from the sea. Most scholars laughed. Poetic exaggeration, they said. But Rao wasn't laughing. He borrowed a sonar machine, sailed to the Gujarat coast, and began dragging the device through the water. Sonar works like a flashlight for the ocean. It uses sound waves to map the seafloor. For weeks, it showed nothing but sand and rocks. Then one afternoon, the machine beeped wildly. Rao's team huddled around the screen. What they saw left them speechless. Straight lines, right angles, walls. Not natural, man-made. They'd found a massive stone wall, 1.5 kilometers long, 3 meters thick. Imagine a wall longer than 10 football fields, buried under 100 feet of water. Nearby, sonar picked up grid-like streets, pottery clusters, and strange stone structures. Rao later wrote in his journal, "My hands shook. The Mahabharata. It was real." But how old was it? In 1988, divers retrieved a wooden block from the wall. Scientists at the Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences used radiocarbon dating, a method that counts radioactive decay in organic material. The result? The wood was 7,500 years old. Let me repeat, 7,500 years. That's 5,300 BCE. To put that in perspective, the pyramids of Giza were built 2,500 years later. Mesopotamia's first cities emerged 2,000 years later. Even Stonehenge is 2,000 years younger. But here's what's wild. The Mahabharata claims Dwarka was built by Lord Krishna after he left Mathura. If the dating is right, that means Krishna's story, passed down orally for thousands of years, might be rooted in real history. Now let's talk about the harbour. Divers found over 200 stone anchors on the seafloor. These weren't small rocks. Each anchor weighed up to 300 kilograms, as heavy as a grand piano, with 3 holes carved into them. Dr. As Gower, a marine archaeologist, explained in a 2005 paper, the 3 holes allowed ropes to stabilize ships up to 1,000 tons. This design wasn't seen again until the Roman era, 6,000 years later. But who were they trading with? In 2007, the Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, discovered pottery fragments in Dwarka's harbour. The kicker, the pottery matched designs found in Mesopotamia, modern Iraq, and the Oman Peninsula. These weren't simple clay pots. They were ornate, painted with geometric patterns identical to artifacts dug up in Ur, one of Mesopotamia's oldest cities. Dr. Vasant Shinde, an Indus Valley expert, noted, this proves maritime trade networks existed 7,000 years ago. Ships from India sailed to the Persian Gulf, carrying timber, spices, and gems. But wait, how? Most historians believe long-distance sailing began 4,000 years later with the Phoenicians, yet here's Dwarka rewriting the rules. Not everyone was thrilled. When Rao published his findings, critics attacked from all sides. Western archaeologists called it Hindu nationalism. Indian scholars accused him of myth-mongering. Even today, textbooks ignore Dwarka. Why? Let's break it down. The timeline problem. Mainstream history says urbanization began in Mesopotamia around 3,500 BCE. Dwarka is twice as old. Accepting it means rewriting every chapter on ancient civilizations. Politics. In 2001, when Dwarka artifacts were displayed in London, protesters called it cultural propaganda. Critics argued India was using archaeology to promote Hindu identity, but the science doesn't lie. In 2010, labs in Germany, Hanover, and the US Cornell retested Dwarka's wood using accelerator mass spectrometry, a more precise dating method. The result, 5,300 BCE, the same date. Dr. Ashton Kutcher, a skeptic no relation to the actor, admitted in Archaeology Today, the dates are accurate, but accepting them would mean admitting we've overlooked an entire civilization. Now let's meet Ramesh Patel, a third-generation fisherman from Dwarka's coast. Ramesh's grandfather told him stories of a drowned city where fish swam through palaces. When storms hit, Ramesh says, you hear bells ringing underwater. Grandfather said it was Dwarka's temples, still standing. Everyone laughed, until 2018. Divers discovered a stone slab carved with bell-shaped patterns near the harbour. When shown photos, Ramesh wept. My grandfather wasn't mad. The sea remembers. Every year, over 500,000 pilgrims visit Dwarka's coast. Some scuba dive to the ruins, leaving marigold flowers and coconut offerings. For them, this isn't archaeology, it's faith. Imagine if someone found Moses' staff or Buddha's bones. That's how they feel. Part 5, The Ocean's Song. In 2017, scientists from India's National Institute of Oceanography dropped hydrophones, underwater microphones near Dwarka. They expected whale songs or ship noises. Instead, they recorded low-frequency humming like a chorus of monks chanting. The sounds, published in the Journal of Underwater Acoustics, had no clear source. Locals weren't surprised. "It's Krishna's flute," said Priya Desai, a temple priestess. "He still plays for his city." Scientists called it acoustic resonance from tidal currents. But why here? Why now? A global mystery. Dwarka isn't alone. In 2023, UNESCO published a report listing over 500 submerged cities worldwide, most drowned between 7,000 and 10,000 years ago, when Ice Age glaciers melted, raising sea levels by 400 feet. Take Japan's Yonaguni Monument, a pyramid-like structure 100 feet underwater. Geologists argue it's natural, but Professor Masaki Kimura of Ryukyu University insists the steps and carvings are man-made. It's 10,000 years old. Or Egypt's Heraklion, a port city sunk 1,200 years ago. Divers found statues, coins, and shipwrecks, proof of trade with ancient Greece. But here's the kicker: nearly every culture has a great flood myth. The Bible's Noah, Mesopotamia's Gilgamesh. Even Aboriginal Australians speak of a time when the sea ate the land. Could these stories be 7,000-year-old memories of rising oceans? In 2023, a bombshell study in Nature Geoscience analyzed sediment cores near Dwarka. Buried in the mud were layers of sand, shells, and debris, classic signs of a tsunami. Using carbon dating, scientists pinned the disaster to 3000 BCE. The Mahabharata says Dwarka sank in a single day after Krishna's death. The timing matches. Coincidence? Or did survivors pass down the story for 5,000 years? The Forbidden Zone. In 2022, underwater robots spotted a massive stone gateway buried under 30 feet of silt. The structure, 12 meters wide, resembles temple entrances found in ancient India, but here's the twist. The Indian government banned diving near Dwarka in 2023, citing preservation. Locals whisper the real reason. They found something they don't want us to see. Dr. Alok Tripathi, former ASI director, hinted the gateway could lead to temples or palaces, but disturbing the silt risks destroying it. We've barely scratched the surface. But the biggest question remains, who were these people? If they built a harbour for 1,000-ton ships 7,000 years ago, what else did they know? Medicine? Astronomy? The answers are still underwater. So here's my question to you. What if history isn't what we think? What if our ancestors were explorers, engineers, and storytellers, not primitive cave dwellers? Dwarka forces us to rethink everything. If this story gripped you, do 3 things. Share it with someone who loves mysteries. Subscribe to this channel. We're digging up more secrets. Comment. Do you think Dwarka is Krishna's city, or evidence of a civilization older than time? Oh, and one last thing. In 2019, a diver named Arjun Mehta claimed he saw a golden glow deep underwater. It looked like a lamp. Still burning, he said. Scientists found nothing, but maybe the ocean isn't done sharing its secrets.